Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel, to Forever Thin, or I guess this is technically called Sean Mackin, but welcome. So, today I wanted to talk about this one verse that I always thought, I think, differently than I do now since finding intuitive eating. So, it's in the Gospel, it's the words of Jesus. It's in Matthew 23, verse 26. And what I want to talk about is about fixing what's inside versus what's outside. And I feel like it really goes along with the problems that we have in our mainstream weight loss industry. And that is, I believe we have different layers within the human body. We are filled with we are trying to be spiritual. We're trying to be, physically healthy, mentally healthy, spiritually healthy, even healthy in our finances and our career, and in a balance socially, right? Those are all of the different aspects of being healthy. And how we approach weight loss is, I think, very superficial on a general scale. People will tell you about all the things you need to do, meaning the things that need to be fixed on the outside, when that isn't the case. What needs to be fixed is what's on the inside. And so there's this verse in Matthew 23, verse 26, that kind of really spoke to me today, and I wanted to share with you. So Jesus is talking to these people who are hypocrites. Okay, that's just what they are. They're hypocrites. They say one thing but do another. They say, do as I say, not as I do. And this is Jesus calling them out. It says, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup and dish, and then the outside will also be clean." And how I used to think about this was, the healthier that I eat means the healthier I'm becoming on the inside. And the cleaner I am on the inside means the cleaner I'll be on the outside. And since finding intuitive eating, I completely think different about all of that. I believe now that eating in general is not an internal thing. It's an external thing. It's something we need to survive, right? But it's not about being healthy and the foods that you think about. Because if that was Jesus's mindset, he'd also be talking a lot more about weight loss. But that wasn't really an issue because they didn't have internet at this time. They didn't have cars where people aren't moving as much, so they were able to get away with eating more and not really experiencing significant weight gain, unlike we do today. Now, when I look at this scripture, I think it's about how we think in our relationship with food. So I got my baby right here. She's having a bottle. She's okay. She's just coughing up a little bit, but that's normal. She's got serious allergies. It's really frustrating. Side note. Now back to this initial thing. You're like, why do I hear a baby coughing? That's my child. If you have children, it's not yours, it's mine. Anyway, so when it comes to first cleaning the inside of the cup and dish, I spent years cleaning the outside of my dish. And I did look thinner for periods of time. And if you even know me personally, you'd be like, Shani, you've never always been super overweight like you got after you had your son. And that's true. I fought very, very, very hard to not be obese. I fought very hard to not be extremely overweight. And it was like I had to fight that, but I was constantly cleaning the outside of the cup. I oftentimes, regardless, had a very difficult relationship with food. I would say, I can't eat this because it's going to make me fat. I can't do this because it's going to make me blah. I can't do this. But now, when I look at first clean the inside of the cup, when I was like, dude, I'm tired of this. I'm over this kind of living because it's not living. I'm tired of turning down friends to go to a restaurant to have a double date because it wasn't on my diet. And I started living my life. I was like, man, thank God I'm living my life, but my cup started getting dirty because I started noticing that there was the inside of my cup, which is my mental health as well as my relationship with food in general, to be able to enjoy it socially, to enjoy it within the constraints of my job, and to be able to eat where I feel like I can do more rather than less. And to be able to say, hey, I want to do this kind of physical activity because I enjoy it rather than I do this because I need to lose weight. So when I look at first clean the inside of my cup, I needed to change how I thought about food. Okay, and I see this, I'm in this Fit in 5 program with this woman named Paige Hathaway to get fit. I wanted to do weightlifting to see if this was going to be something that would add value to my life. And as I'm doing this, I see people talking about how they're really struggling with sweets and with this and with that and wanting to go out to eat. And I am so grateful I'm not there anymore. And as much as I am so grateful, I'm also like, man, I wish I could help you as my job in being an intuitive eater, but then I don't want to cross boundaries with Paige Hathaway because I'm a weight loss coach, not a fitness coach, right? And I just see the things that these people are talking about and about turning down the foods that they have, but then they feel restricted, and you can hear it in the tone and the choices of words that they make on this Facebook group. And that is what's dirty. Those thoughts. Though the thought of I can't do this, I'm on this diet, I'm doing this for now, and I haven't lost a pound, but I'm happy because I'm looking thinner on my waist. People might say that because I've been that person who said that, but at the end of the day, I wanted to lose weight. And I was still this internal sadness would overwhelm me because I would be healthier and physically healthy, and I'd be working out and doing triathlons, but then I'm not losing any of this weight. And here, I got to a size 8, but I was still 180 pounds, which is what I am now, and it took me very little work to get to now. And I remember, just thinking okay, but look at all the other things, but at the end of the day, my soul wanted to lose the weight. It didn't just want to get fit. And that's the cleaning of the inside of the cup and learning the skills of intuitive eating, which eating when you're hungry versus eating the food you're told to eat, and eating the foods that serve you versus saying you can't eat this. There isn't I can't with intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is truly, I'm giving my body what God has told me what feels good in my body. I'm going to fill my body and my soul with the foods that meet my needs mentally, that meet my needs socially, that meet my needs to thrive and do well within my career, to meet my needs as I go on my journey and to experience the milestone of losing weight and knowing that I'm never going to get back there. So that is where I stand on this scripture now versus how I used to with thinking that, the healthier that I eat, that's me cleaning the cup. No, the healthier I ate was still focusing on the outside of the cup. The inside of the cup is dealing with the emotions and dealing with the thoughts and changing the heart behind why I'm losing weight. Another thing someone was talking about in that Facebook group is man, I want to talk about this with this scripture because it's powerful. They said, what is your why? And losing weight is not about the why. And hear me out when I say this. Losing about the why, everyone's because you want to make it to your, you want to look good on on your wedding night and your pictures for your wedding, or you want to be able to chase after your kids, and those might be some really valid things that you want in your life. But when you find out your cousin commits suicide and you have an extremely difficult week, and then you find the memorial is at the same time as your other cousin who is going to have a baby shower for her baby who's yet to be born, and you are experiencing some serious emotional, like, where do I go? Like, what do I do? I couldn't go to any. I'm going to be honest, this was a real situation I'm giving, because this is a situation where I would have lost the diet, even if I was doing it for the kids or doing it for a wedding or doing it for some sort of event. This would have made me lose it, because at the end of the day, my life and the things happening in my life are so dysfunctional and so challenging to go through, right? But then there's such beautiful things too. So you just feel this huge confliction and you're experiencing this emotional turmoil. And I thought about my situation, how they said, what's your why? And I responded to her, I don't have a why. My why is, who do you want to be? So I would say, what is your who? Because if it's about your why, you're going to find yourself being a person you're not happy with at your goal weight. And over half of the people who do find their goal weight actually turn out to be more depressed than before they reached their goal weight, because they were closer to who they really were then. So the question isn't, why are you doing this? Your question is about, who are you trying to become? And that inside of the cup is about your character. It's about your integrity. It's about your moral values. It's about what you truly believe. When I first started losing weight, I wasn't going to work out. I was over it. I was sick and tired of trying to lose weight through working out and through being this quote unquote healthy, organic or vegan or all these other options and keto or paleo and stuff. I was tired of that life, and I didn't want that for myself anymore. So through intuitive eating, I found that my why didn't become a why. It was about who, and who was Sean supposed to become. And who did I want to be? I have little sticky notes on my computer about who I want to be. I said I will be the best wife and mom and Christian. Okay, I said I will lose the weight effortlessly without sacrificing anything that I love. Do I have days where my husband is like, I don't want a home-cooked meal, I want Chick-fil-A? Absolutely. So we get Chick-fil-A those days. We just talk about it before we get it. And I remember it was week 1 of this Fit in 5 challenge, and I was like, man, we're getting Chick-fil-A for lunch. My husband wants it, we'll get it. Let me look at the macros, because I have to count I don't normally count macros or calories, but because of this, it's the challenge, so I'm doing it. And I was like, how many macros is it in a Chick-fil-A sandwich? And it ended up being 40 some macros, and I was like, for carbs. And I was like, awesome. That'll just be my carb count for the day. And then I had just regular meat later for dinner with some green beans. And I've met my calorie goal. And did I feel like I was depriving at all? Nope. It wasn't. It was about following what my body and what my life was demanding at the time. And that's what's so powerful about this intuitive eating, because it's about who I want to be. And how terrible, I hate being that wife. And I've done this to my husband, where I'd be like, we can't eat that because we're on a diet. He's like, we're on a diet. No, you're on a diet. And I want to eat that. And so then he feels bad for eating what he wants, because then he's going to make me struggle. We went through this thing over and over again before I found intuitive eating, and he knew that my weight was a struggle. He knew that I battled over and over again with this. And so he, in the end, felt like a bad husband by wanting to get the food he wanted, but then I felt like a bad wife, making him feel like he couldn't eat what he wanted. And it's just crazy what we put ourselves through, right? And that's why I say looking at the inside of the cup. Who do you want to become when you reach your weight loss goal? It's not about the what. It's not about the why. It's about the who and the character and the integrity. And it's time to stop cleaning the outside of the cup, because the outside's going to get clean as you focus on the inside. I hope that's good food for thought for you today. And let me know what you think. Comment below. I want to engage and have conversations about this. I love talking about spiritual connections with, losing weight, and also with all the other things when it comes to mental health and when it comes to, all the other things you want in your life. All right. God bless, guys. I'll see you later.